With camp, just about a day over. How do you feel bowl camp's going?
Very good. Finished off a very solid week with a spirited practice today. We were in pads again. Finished off our Louisville game plan. We went some more first and second down work today, and also went tight red zone and goal line, and then allowed the younger guys to do some more developmental work, 7-on-7 and team, and finish it off strong. We'll come in tomorrow, meet in the morning, knock out some positional meetings, and have a jog through just to kind of go through everything before we get the guys on the road in the afternoon.
You mentioned hitting a couple times. Is that kind of a fine line? Is it kind of a team by team or situation to situation basis how much you want to hit in bowl camp?
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be a very physical football game. They pride themselves on running the ball, as do we, and we need to stop the run and run it well. And I think it's a little bit different approach than we took last year. We were more of a veteran team last year on both sides of the ball, but I just wanted to kind of create a point of emphasis that we talked about needing to out-prepare, out-physical, and out-execute to win this football game. So from a preparation standpoint, I wanted to make sure we were in pads, we were energetic, we were flying around, we were being physical, and I also think it helped the younger guys from a developmental standpoint.
The reports out there that Coach Marv will be leaving the program. What's your response to that?
The reports are accurate. Coach Marv is going to be leaving, heading down to Florida State. Wish him the best of luck, but just like no coach or player bigger than the program, and we have a next man in philosophy for our players, and the same goes for coaches. So we want people who want to be here. This is not a stepping stone, it's a destination, and we're going to find someone who's going to do as good or a better job. Naeem Morton played linebacker in this system under Coach Shute for 4 years and was our graduate assistant. He'll take over linebacker duties. He'll be assisted by John Shalala, who's a quality control guy, and we won't miss a beat.
You mentioned yesterday on the radio with Bo Bounds that Garrett would start the Music City Bowl
Yeah.
and things. Is that just kind of a nod towards the future? Is it a nod towards Tommy's still not healthy, or is it just kind of what played into that?
No, we're not looking towards the future until after this game. Although we've talked about, this being the exclamation point on the 19 season and kind of a momentum builder to the 20 season, but we're starting Garrett because he's earned the right to be the starter. I think he's 3-0 in the games he started, 2 SEC games. He's moved the ball well against the teams, that we haven't beaten. He's fully healthy. He has the confidence of the team, and that's certainly not a knock against Tommy. Tommy's healthy, but, I don't want to say go with the hot hand, but Garrett's proven when he's a starter that we've won football games.
Tommy will be eligible, though.
Yes, Tommy's going with the twos right now.
Is Will the only signing that you were able to get out there for practice?
Yeah, there's some things in terms of graduation and compliance and making sure all of those I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and we did our darndest to try to get as many as we could here, but Will was the only one that was able to get the paperwork done. He did great today, actually. It was funny. Last year, the first ball that Garrett threw as a mid-year enrollee slipped out of his hand, and the guys were really getting after him on the defensive side of the ball, and they come back and completed the next one. And I mentioned it in the team meeting when we were introducing Will, and it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. First one flew right back out of his hand, completed the next one. You could tell he was a little bit, I won't say nervous, but awestruck, excited to be in there in his first college reps. And then today he came out there, and then his 4 opportunities, he ripped the ball, went 4 for 4, made good, quick decisions, and kind of gave you, kind of like Garrett did last year, gave you a good glimpse of why he was 38 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 3,600 yards this year. So he did a real nice job today.
Any more of the NFL evaluations come in, and when do you expect maybe those other 3 juniors to kind of make decisions?
No, they've come in. We're having meetings with them today and kind of the next few days leading up. And obviously, as I said before, it's our job to provide information. It's not our job to make a decision. And the young men and their families will decide what's in their best benefit, and we'll support them with whatever they decide to do. And when they decide to, I guess, make the announcement of what they're going to do is on their time frame. But we're going to have those meetings, provide them the information, and hope they make a great solid decision.
We know that Cam is not playing in the ball game. Is there anybody else that you expect not to be available for a ball game?
Excuse me. Yeah, this hadn't come up in the past. And Brian Cole has opted not to play, so Brian's not going to play. He's going to begin his preparations for the draft, and I believe he's playing in the Senior Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. We have a bunch of guys playing the bowl, so Brian's begun his preparations. Fred Peters, who's played really, really well down the stretch, junior college guy, another one of these first-year guys who stepped in and done really well. Fred will step in. He'll do a great job.
Danny P, he's not here. He wanted me to ask you about Javante Payton going home to Nashville and playing this game. Just what's he kind of meant in Javante's development and things this year, and just what he's meant for the team, what you see for him going forward?
For a first-year guy, he's done really nice. I mean, the opportunities he's had as a receiver, excuse me, he's done a real nice, had a nice catch against Ole Miss and run, had a real nice one against Abilene Christian, and so sometimes I think it goes unnoticed. But I mean, he's a special teams demon right now. I mean, he flies it down on kickoff coverage. Here's what I love about him. Whatever you ask him to do, he's going to do it. He's going to do 100% of the time with great effort, with a smile on his face. And that's, we're talking about building forward. You know, usually you don't see wideouts, particularly ones that are 6'1", about 175 pounds, real fired up about running down and covering kicks. But you know, he's a guy I love because anything you ask him to do on or off the field, you know, he's going to do it to the best of his ability.
The team headquarters is the Gaylord, correct?
Sir,
The team headquarters is the Gaylord Hotel.
is that the Opryland? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been warned about it. It covers about 3 counties, and they're in size out there. So keep really organized. One of the challenges of bowl week.
We're going to go over our bowl manual tomorrow. Andrew Warsaw and David Wazowski, our operations guys, have put together, you know, a very specific and detailed plan. As you said, the maps portion of it covers about 3 pages. And in 1999, my first AFCA coaches convention was at Opryland, and I really didn't know anybody. Was kind of there on my own. Did run into Steve Spurrier, which was pretty cool. My first time, Steve and Jerry. And but yeah, I was lost because it's very expansive and kind of got a bunch of different paths. But the good news is all of our guys' rooms are on one floor, and they don't need to get on an elevator or go up steps to get to the meeting room. So it's their rooms to the meeting room, and you know we put a good organized plan together. So it'll be good. It's a neat place.
How are things different this year for you? I guess as you know, as a ball coach, and last year was your first ball game as a head coach.
Yeah.
So, what maybe did you learn last year? Maybe you're doing a little differently this year.
Yeah, I mean, been in a bunch as a coordinator, and certainly the FCS playoffs. You treat each game kind of like a bowl game, you know. And when you go on the road, it's not that time frame of preparation because you're not at a site. But I think the approach this year is a little bit different because of you know, the construct of our team from an experience standpoint, and the way we finished the season, winning 3 of 4. That I said we wanted to make sure that we were setting the tone prior to going to the bowl site with what we were going to do from a physicality and an urgency standpoint. So I'd say I think that's a little bit different. Where last year with so many veteran guys and in the end of the year and a bunch of guys banged up, you know you know this year I think we're taking a more, I don't want to say aggressive approach because that's not the right thing, but a more physical approach just because of who we have on the team. And the other thing that I think is fantastic is, you know, the guys who have opted to play in the game and could have done otherwise. You know, there's not a sense of entitlement. There's not an idea that they're doing us a favor by playing in the game. They're in lock, stock, and barrel. They've been great in practice. They've been great in meetings. You know, and they're going to come out full speed and do a great job to finish the season the right way.
JP and DeMonte, they're still doing.
No, I mean, just going, like the night it happened, myself, Jay Perry, and Deke actually showed up. And we were there the entire time, you know, when JP left and then DeMonte got discharged that night. That was around 12:30, 12:45. So we got out of there that night. And then the next day, was that Friday?
Next day,
Wednesday, okay. I mean, it's all, yeah, I'm sorry, all run together. Then, you know, we had signing, I apologize. We had signing day, that ended. Canceled Thunder and Lightning. We made up for it the next day. We crushed it. And then, you know, my wife and I went to see JP with Jay, and then Thomas Cowens has been unbelievable with him, and it seemed like the whole town of Pelahatchie was there. I mean, this kid's so popular. He has so many friends and so many visitors, and he was recovering nicely. But the beautiful part of it is we were joking that he has recovery skills like Wolverine because he was discharged today and came out to meet the team at the end of practice, which was phenomenal. So JP's out of the hospital. He's doing well, and you know, all our prayers are with him on his way to hopefully a full recovery.